Boston is a city with many personalities. One of the oldest cities in our nation, it is a city full of history and tradition. From the streets of Beacon Hill to the houses and churches in the North End, you can feel the clock roll back in time. But walk down the street and you'll see another side of Boston, the modern side. Nowhere illustrates this better than right outside South Station. Standing at the foot of One Financial Center, you see the modern renovated T-Stop, the beautiful Rose Kennedy Greenway juxtaposed against the majestic South Station. Boston isn't just about looks though, we're a proud city. Our sports define us. Look around and the colors of the Celtics, Bruins, Patriots, and Red Sox fill the city. Every year over 3 million fans attend games at Fenway alone, coming from all around the city, state, country, and world to see their favorite team play, making Boston a destination city as it is the 10th most popular tourist destination in the US. Not all 22.1 million visitors in 2008 came with sports in mind, however. Convention centers and world-renowned hospitals attract thousands of visitors daily. These visitors account for over $7 billion spent in Boston annually. With over 80 schools within Route 128, Boston is also an academic hub. 8% of all students in the United States are at a school in Massachusetts. 25 schools are within Boston proper, accounting for over 125,000 students, and thousands more just next door in Cambridge, Somerville, and Brookline. It's also a commuter city. The population of 620,535 swells to over 1.2 million during any given workday, and thousands of these business people will rely on taxis to get them where they need to go. With 21 diverse neighborhoods, Boston is a culturally rich city of which we are proud. Boston is changing. We aren't a static city. The Big Dig exemplifies this better than anything else. Where once stood a concrete and steel behemoth, now lies a serene, picturesque park spanning the north end of Chinatown with an engineering marvel just a few feet underneath. People have images and perceptions of Boston, and most of them are good. There is, however, room for improvement. Compared to other major cities, the current Boston taxi system seems convoluted and antiquated. Currently, there are 1,825 medallions for Boston licensed taxis owned by around 750 different people, ranging from being single-owner operators to owning over 300 medallions. These 1,825 taxis handle approximately 17 million rides per year. Drivers are extremely competitive with their fares, and this is exacerbated by the fact that unlicensed or bandit cabs and out-of-town taxis from Brookline and Cambridge are stealing hails from legitimate Boston licensed taxis. Last year, only 600 citations were given out, but the actual number of stolen fares could be upwards of 6,000 or between 10 and 20 a day. There are 6 radio associations that all currently design the look of their taxis independently. Aside from Boston licensed taxi written on the rear fender of the cab, there is no way to quickly identify or recognize a legitimate one. We asked 50 people living both in and outside of Boston if they could recognize a Boston licensed taxi, and 67% said they could not. 71% of respondents were not even aware of bandit cabs operating in Boston. Here is a brief clip of an interview we did during our research.
Markings on a Boston taxi. I think so.
Usually has like the cab name and number on the side. And they're yellow. Nothing?
Me personally, just about everything. No, if I must use the taxi, closest one.
No.
Aware of any?
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure there are plenty.
Taxis are an integral part of the public transportation system in Boston. It is one of the first things visitors to Boston see when they arrive at Logan and instantly creates or changes their perception of the city. They use them to get to their hotels. Business people use them to get to and from meetings. Students use them to get to and from bars and clubs. From train stations to Quincy Market, Back Bay to Beth Israel, taxis are being used by almost everyone daily, which is why it is important for people to be able to recognize them easily. Like we've stated, there is no unified look across Boston licensed taxis. Not only does this clash with the public image of Boston, it is a public safety issue. By not having an easily recognizable look, it opens doors for bandit cabs to operate without notice. Only 31% of people in the survey said they felt safe in a Boston taxi, and in 2008, 13 rapes were committed in unlicensed taxis. it is imperative to change the design of Boston cabs, not only to improve the reputation of the city, but for the safety of its visitors and residents. Changing the look of the taxi is only the first step, however. We are overhauling how people perceive Boston taxis by creating an entire brand. This brand will convey a sense of stability and pride in the city of Boston. Our goals are to create an iconic look that is instantly identifiable and implement a comprehensive communications plan to increase awareness and the importance of using Boston licensed taxis. We decided to look at other cities that have successfully implemented unified visual identities for their taxi systems, such as New York, who redesigned their fleet in 2007, and London, who has always had a unique look. We also looked at many examples of branding on other types of commercial vehicles, including FedEx, UPS, DHL, and our own MBTA, which led us back to an evaluation of the current Boston identity, including sports teams, icons, and landmarks. From our evaluation of these visual elements already present in Boston, we derived a color palette that reflects the most prominent colors apparent in our city. After looking at the spectrum of colors, we determined that green is the most prevalent color in our city. It can be found in almost all of our sports teams, our parks and gardens, and it speaks to Boston's desire to become a more environmentally friendly city. Using the green as one of the foundations of our visual identity, we then went on to create a custom typeface that serves two functions. It is not easy to replicate and capture the spirit of our city by putting a modern twist on a historic style typeface. In addition to the typeface, we developed an iconic mark that is easily recognizable on a moving vehicle or from 40 yards away. In the spirit of the Bruins, Red Sox, and MBTA, the single bold letter harkens to other classic Boston icons. Following the current regulations stating that the taxi must be predominantly white and keeping cost in mind, we created a unique look that incorporates the green theme color. Once finalizing a paint job, we applied our graphics. The primary mark is on the driver and passenger side doors. The typographic mark is on the trunk. The back door panels are reserved for the radio associations. In order to fit with the design we created and further hinder illegal duplication, we propose that all other regulation typography on the vehicle be set in our custom typeface. Here are some examples of approved vehicles mocked up with our final design. As mentioned previously, the launch of the design should be accompanied by a comprehensive marketing and awareness campaign. As of right now, one of the major issues with the current system is that virtually nobody is aware of the importance of using Boston licensed taxis. We propose a series of communication campaigns spanning Logan Airport, area hotels, local colleges, bars and clubs, and the MBTA to inform employees, students, and patrons about the importance of using Boston licensed taxis. We will work with local newspapers and radio stations for public service announcements, take advantage of new technology and media by using the internet and sites like Facebook and Twitter, along with college intranets and other Boston-oriented websites. We will also implement a text message service in which people can get phone numbers of local cab companies, similar to London's Cabwise, where people text home to the number 60835 and they are sent the phone numbers of two cab companies operating near that person, completely eliminating the risk of hailing an unsafe cab. And here is one of the ads shown around London to inform people of the risk of using unlicensed taxis.
Hiya, it's me. Oh, we had the best time. Everyone turned up. John and Carl and everybody. I know. No, I just got a cab on the street. It was fine. Yeah, we just dropped Lucy off. No idea where I am now, though. Listen, can I call you back? Okay. Excuse me. Where are we going?
Why have we stopped here?
10 sexual assaults are committed by illegal cab drivers in London every month.
By implementing a text or call service like London's Cabwise, the radio associations will benefit by having their phone numbers dispersed to those in need of a taxi. This is also a ripe opportunity for radio associations to reach out to their customers through different channels like Facebook and Twitter, which are both free to use. An easily identifiable taxi assures people they are going to be safe and will be charged fairly because it is backed by the City of Boston. The unified look will make unlicensed and out-of-town cabs stand out and will help keep passengers from riding in them, thusly giving Boston drivers back the fares they have been losing. With the associated communications campaign, passengers' awareness will translate directly into fares. By creating brand equity in the taxi, it will increase the value of the medallion, giving the medallion owners a return on their investment should they choose to sell it. We believe that creating an iconic look and brand for the Boston taxi system will not only increase equity in the city, but will benefit everyone including passengers, drivers, medallion owners, and radio associations.